Hello my dear Leos, this is your love and spirituality reading for the time between February 1st and February 15, 2018 with me, Queen of Cups Tarot. I have put the astrological information for the month of February in a video of its own that you can check out if you want to. It's in my playlist Q&A. You can also find it at my webpage www.queenofcupstarot.se. So, I used the Modern Spellcasters Tarot by Melanie Marquise and illustrated by Scott Murphy, and I will start shuffling your cards. So, when I open your deck here, I see King of Pentacles and Four of Cups. So, some of you might be dealing with a Capricorn, Virgo or Taurus person, or this is might be your own mentality. Self-persevering, going inside, staying in your castle, maybe working much on your like your house or your career or your economy or your family relationships. It's like you're a little bit in a square here with these two cards. Okay, so I call the divine with love and light. And here we have a Knight of Swords, Four of Cups. Okay, so it might be something going to come in and destruct your peace of mind here. Queen of Wands, the Lovers. So it might be like a fire sign or an air sign from the past, or any person that has this rather masculine traits. Fire is very can be very obnoxious and also very creative and doesn't give up. Air wants to be right, wants to make you see what they see. So, okay. And I call the four archangels in the four corners of the world. And here we have a Two of Cups and the Four of Cups. So, this is what you're meditating on, Two of Swords. It's like you're trying to make a decision. Maybe you have multiple choices of suitors or multiple choices of life paths to take, maybe to work on relationships or work more on your career. Maybe you want to have your career first before you can have like a love relationship. You clearly want there's some arguments going on or some war going on, and you clearly want to fix it. You want to have harmony. You don't want to have the drama. So, I call the six elements, earth, wind, fire, water, spirit, and ether to join us here today and to give us a clear view reading for my dear Leo viewers. So, I want my dear Leos to have love in their lives and to find themselves in loving relationships. I also want you to have creative success and be able to walk on your highest path towards your highest destiny. So, yes, I will tune in to your reading for a few seconds here. Okay. So, my dear Leos, this is your future, this is your now, and this is the past. So, the past is going into January, might be the energy for 2017 as well. And we have the Two of Wands here. So, it seems like you have hold yourself off from something, a catastrophe, maybe with an air sign. Yes, there was some here. It's like there was some fertile chance there, but it's dead. It's died, and now you're trying to change. How can I say? You're trying to chase down a new road. So you're holding yourself back in this moment. We can see you're tied both with hands and with your feet, and you'll listen to the divine. So it's like it's a stalemate, or maybe there has been a big storm in your life, some big transformation. Maybe you have started to cut out people from your life because you had like a higher vision of something, and now you're holding on maybe for that great love to come, or that great possibility to come. So it's self-control, it's holding your horses. The wands are gorgeous power symbols, so you're using your power to change your destiny, or you're using your power to avoid a certain destiny. It might be that too. So that was your past. And here we have your now. And now it's the devil. So again, with the Capricorn thingy that we saw in the beginning. So many of you Leos might be shackled up with a Capricorn person, or maybe it can also be a Scorpio, or Earth. They might have Earth somewhere in their chart, very prominent, or water somewhere in their chart. Here comes also Taurus. And we have Cancer. So what did we say with having a lot of options? So it seems like there's a lot of people in your life. Here's maybe you or an Aries, Sagittarius, or another Leo, Earth, water, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn again, and Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, and Earth. What can we say here? You're trying to make a choice, maybe. I think it might be with the Two of Wands that you are holding off a lot of suitors, or you are not happy with the suitors that you have, so you have a hard time letting anyone into your life. How can they live up to your expectations? People are flawed. Yes, they are beautifully flawed, and you just see them as like hell is other people. So, but the devil card is also, of course, with infidelity, and there's a lot of people here. So okay, the future for you, Leo, is the Nine of Pentacles. So it seems like many of you will choose to be singles. There's still like maybe some dating going on, or some suitor here, maybe some suitor that have felt left out in the cold by you, Leo, that maybe feel still stuck to the situation and very sad about what is going on in the past. It might be you that's doing this, since it's a fire here. You might feel left out in the cold. That's not enough good options for you, and maybe you decide to shine your light on your own life, and it might be this with the King of Pentacles, Virgo situation, that you're working more on building on your own life, your own circumstances, trying to make like a heaven for yourself, when other people seems to be hell. Okay. So the past for you, Leo, here we have a Knight of Swords. So there might be a Gemini in your past, Gemini, Aquarius, or Libra. We also saw this when I started to shuffle the cards. First you had this with Capricorn, Four of Cups and Capricorn, then Four of Cups and Knight of Swords. So it seems like you have been through something in the past that has made you in a very stoic mood, or in a mood where you kind of hold your horses, or you try to keep the drama outside your door. It might have been a lot of drama. Knight of Swords is very dramatic and wants to make people see like the way that they see. And here we have a Page of Wands. So this might be your energy, or it might be a message that came through maybe in January from an air sign person, or a person that was very they might have been very, you can see this trying to persuade you into something, and you are listening, and you're also listening to the divine, which you also did here. So it might be that you're waiting for something, or you waited for some message to come through. Maybe you're waiting for another person to take a decision as well. Waiting, holding back, holding your horses. Maybe you have some person that makes you more feeling more attracted than others, and maybe you're waiting for hearing from them before you went on with all these other situations here. That might be it as well. And here we have a Three of Cups. So it seems like there's a very deep love there. It's a very deep soul connection. And here we can see people free willingly falling into the water. So free willingly feeling their feelings, because it's worth feeling them when I'm with you. So it's kind of like this. A Three of Cups is it's love from the deepest source of you. It's also the Holy Trinity, the love that you feel with people that you are very loyal towards, or that's very loyal to you. It's a mutual, it's like your best friend, or your lover that's also your best friend, or the relationship that you have with your children. It's very deeply connected. And so we can see that they are baptizing themselves in their emotions. And we can also see the Pisces that's swimming there, showing that there's a dance that you do with other people, and it seems to be out of love. very beautiful. You had the Four of Cups, that's a more lonely card. Three of Cups is not lonely, it's very social. And here we have some social thing going on. Page of Wands loves social things and wants to have a social situation in their lives. And here you have Six of Pentacles. So Six of Pentacles is trying to make equality. All these cards are talking about equality. You want relationships that's worth something, that's worth having, where people are mutually helping and no one is afraid of their emotion. They're actually digging deep into and working with themselves. And here some person might need to be the bigger person and teach others how to deal with this, how to do this, connect with themselves and connect with their emotion and being a better person. But see too that you're not over functioning, so you rack up the balance again by taking on too much responsibility or taking on too little. It might be this as well for you cross watchers. Usually the videos are for the people that's watching, so it might be more for you than for your Leo. So just showing that what you want in the situation. And here you have a Seven of Wands, so it seems like a person really fighting for this. They want this, it needs to be a deep love, like a meaningful love, no shallow relationships. And Six of Pentacles, it needs to be meaningful work done in the relationship. So you need to also be friends, not warriors, like not being adversaries or hating each other. With the Seven of Wands, you're standing up for this, you're believing in this, and we can see your heart chakra here being so inflated, so you are proud of yourself and your moral choices, and you want what you want. You're not going to settle for anything less than what you want. And we have a raven here, or maybe it's this black fruit bird. In Swedish it's koltrast. So kol is coal and throat, so cold throat, but I think it's not the same name in English probably, but I think it's rather that kind of bird than a raven. So it's talking about new possibilities, but also sacrificing the old to getting this new beautiful thing. So it's a bird for hope when you leave old ways behind and try new things. So I think you have figured out a new way of doing things. So that's why you're holding your horses here. You're waiting for something that will be like this. Like this is Mars in Leo. So you're very determined. Very you want to equalness. You want a relationship that's equal and spiritual probably as well. But it looks like in January you had some very beautiful encounter. It's hard to say like beautiful when we have this swords person here with even thorns on the horns. So but I guess this is a person that's nice in this case, even if they are coming here with this warrior face and the sword raised, and it's like the person is coming here with all the warring rage, and you are like, oh fine, listening and understanding and trying to put love into this situation. So it's very beautiful from your point of view for what you are doing. And anyway, so, and here we have this devil situation, so in the now, and we have the moon underneath the Knight of Swords. So Knight of Swords and the moon, so it's something that's going on with this person. They might have a lot of secrets, or they might have like an agenda, secret agenda, but also they might be very tormented, like their heart chakra, or they might have like nightmares or dealing with big depression or other things that's making a number on them. And during this January thing here, we went through 2 full moons, so it will be no full moon in February, but the 31st of January there's a full moon that's in Leo that also has a lunar eclipse, partial lunar eclipse. No, maybe full lunar eclipse. Check out my astrological video for January for seeing this information. So there might have been something woken up there in January that needs to be dealt with, like deep underwater feelings, deep connections, past life things, deep traumas, wounds, needs to be seen and processed and digested, like with the Four of Cups that we saw, digesting things. And here we have a Knight of Cups. So they might come through a message from a water sign or an air sign or an fire sign during this February. They might have found their heart somewhere there in the bottom of the well, or in the deep sea, diving in the ocean, or being in the enchanted forest. They still don't want to they still don't want to do this deep water diving. Here the Knight of Cups is a person that wants to go on the above on the feelings. So they might want to come and say, okay, I hurt less when I'm with you, so can we please just have fun and be happy and, you know, enjoy our lives together. We don't have to bother so much about this, what was in the past. And that is a very shallow way of dealing with things, because you really need to dive deep into things to solve them. In other case, this person comes back, say that they're sorry, they want to fix things, but you are still not allowed to talk about the important things, the things that's really important and you really need to address to be able to move forward. Okay. But it might be, it's really looking like someone will reach out, or you will reach out to someone. You want love in your life. This is adventure. You want all these passionate things. So you're longing for your relationships to be fulfilled, and for doing this free willingly, that people work on themselves and do this. But this person that comes here is not going to be ready to do the work. They're just trying to avoid pain. As soon as you start to talk about things that really matters to you, they will probably be on their way again. And here we have the Chariot, so it comes underneath the Three of Cups. The Three of Cups is Cancer, and we have Cancer here and Sagittarius there. So some of you might be dealing with a Cancer or Sagittarius person, showing that there might be like what I said before, that they were shallow. They're still shallow, but with the Sagittarius there and the Cancer, they might be willing to do the work anyway. So you might need to show them the way. They beginners with this maybe, and not used to do any soul searching. But here is at least soul searching. It's not deep water diving. It's more flying. So it's very passionate, utterly passionate, with both those very passionate energies here, both Sagittarius and Pisces, Knight of Cups. So Sagittarius is usually Knight of Wands, but here it comes in a major arcana card, so showing a lot of movement, forward movement. And this might be you as well, Leo, that has a lot of plans for your love life, or for it might be some deep creativity also, like being an artist, or dealing with music, or doing some arts and crafts, something that wants to be, it's like your life mission. So this person is also, they are in tune with the mission. Their mission is to find the Holy Grail. So even though in this state they don't know that they need to find the Holy Grail inside of them, they think that it's an outside thing that they can go and grab, but it's actually your own spiritual evolution by staying with your feelings and your inside and loving yourself. But they are taking a little bit of a detour here, trying to find it outside themselves. And here you have a Four of Wands. So with the Three of Cups, Four of Wands, and Six of Pentacles, it really seems that it could be a really stable, beautiful relationship where you tie your bonds together, even engagement or moving in together. This is house, but it's also self-love. So don't forget this with self-love. Because if this person comes fulfilling all your dreams, leaving maybe some kind of nightmares situation behind, it still doesn't mean that everything is good if you don't work things through and, you know, do the math. You need to calculate like the deep math that's stored here, like the old knowledge. So figuring out next time the balance is rocked, because here it's very balanced. You need to address it. You don't have to, you know, here start to blame each other. But as soon as the issue comes up again, you at least need to have talked about what you should do when you are on edge with each other again, how you should address it. And so the best way is to be like compatible like this, and really understand that the other person isn't the bad guy. They are just your mirror. So when you see something awful in the other person, maybe you don't trust them, it's because you don't trust yourself. So you need to say then, I have this fear. I feel like I don't trust you. If you would go and do that, I will fear that you will do maybe this and this as well. And the other person can say, okay, so this is something that you're afraid of, and I won't ever let that happen because I'm with you here. I will protect you. You are my foundation. I want to be your foundation. So this is how you show love, not by saying, I don't care, I will do that anyway. So that is war. So caring is showing that you care. If someone loves you, you will see it by their actions, that they are trying to make you safe, feeling loved, appreciated. They are going to make you, like, they want to show honesty, so they are not going to lie and hide a lot of stuff. If they do, they don't love themselves and they don't love you, and they are not there to make you happy. They are just there to kind of suck the life out of this situation, as long as it is still like holding off from taking in water, and as soon as it takes in water they will bail you. So you need to put your lover through a little bit of a test, like seeing that they really want this, that they are ready to do the work, because love is hard work. It's not just like skating through on a shrimp sandwich and thinking that, or a skateboard, and think that everything will be all right if we just try to, you know, be nice and civil. That won't work. You can be nice and civil, but you really need to have deep love connection as well, like with the Three of Cups here. So, but the Four of Wands is a very promising card. It's usually showing that you are in a stable relationship, and well, the person might have gone through like a little bit of a dark night of the soul, and maybe you have changed from air to water sign person or fire, but this is a heartfelt relationship. It's stable. People want this. Both sides wants this. And then they don't, because here we have the Seven of Swords. So, and this is your challenge. What I said, you know your moral now. You know what kind of relationship you want. You don't want a person that escapes as soon as there's a conflict, or that stops talking, or muscle up and become like hermit inside themselves, or run out to a party, or run over to their friend's house as soon as you are not on the same page. This is a person avoiding talking with you, and you have here, this is your challenge to stand up for what you believe in, and rather let them, you know, run to the other end of the world and forget about them, than to compromise this what you know love should be like. So don't let them get away with acting selfish. If they are selfish, they are not there to make you happy. They are just there to steal your energy and make themselves happy. They don't care about you. They are selfish, lying, maybe cheating also. Yes. And this might be the Leo doing this as well, of course. So if you are in a love relationship, you need to be the judge about what the person is doing, and what they are, how they are acting. There's a lot of different personas here, so a person might be showing a lot of faces, might be like having some kind of like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde kind of thing going on as well. But this is 15. 1 + 5 is 6, is the lover, so it's like you're connected with someone that's not really nice, and they don't want to deal with this not niceness. They just want to go around thinking that they are perfect without like addressing their own wounds, and probably because they don't love themselves. They already think that they are worthless, and they don't need you to say it. But the core is love yourself exactly as you are. Show yourself without masks and like these lies. Show yourself in a very authentic way, and if you are loved, then you are loved for who you are, not for the person that you try to be. So if either you are not authentic, or the person that you're with is not authentic. This is deception here, because they don't have enough self-esteem to either work on it, or face themselves, or face their own shadow. It might be a person really scared of their own shadow, and they think, well, it was better when I were with you, or when I with this person, I only want happiness. I don't want any trouble. And as soon as trouble in paradise, they say, okay, this wasn't where I was able to be happy either. So they skip away again and run to a place where they can be happy. But newsflash, wherever you go, there you are. So if you are not addressing what's inside of you, you can run 10 laps around the earth and you will still be you and still be in the same messy situation. So this person, Leo or not, needs to address, needs to be able to talk about what's hard. Also talk about what's making them feel ashamed, or what's making them feel unloved or unworthy or scared, or panic, in panic state, or also telling, okay, I feel like I want to run away again. Okay, so we can talk about that. Why do you want to run away? Feels like you have too much demands on me. So, okay, what kind of demands? You want us to talk about difficult things. Yes, that's correct. I don't want to talk about those difficult things because it makes me feel hurt. Okay, so will you not be hurt if you run away? No, it feels easier. For how long? So you can really talk about this, you know, do the work, sit together, look each other in the eye, hold each other's hands, talk about this, put a hand on the other person's shoulder. Probably there's a lot of self-loathe and self-hate that's leading up to this person acting like cheater, player, stupid kind of person, when there's love here. Okay, so Pisces, Gemini, Sagittarius, Cancer, probably Virgo, this is Leo, Aquarius, so you have a lot of, this is Cancer again, and Capricorn. So a lot of energies, but it might be that you're doing a lot of inner soul searching, so you're going through all those different scenarios, and a person is flickering by, like one day they loved you, next day they want to be like for themselves, and the third day they're like this. So it can be a person with like a little bit bipolar. And here we have the Emperor. So the Emperor comes underneath the Knight of Swords and the Moon. So it's probably a masculine person that has this problem with dealing with their own emotions. And it's no figure, because masculine person are not allowed to cry. They are not supposed to be girly. And they are not supposed to have emotions. They are supposed to be super cool and with stone faces. And so if someone has been trying to live up to this, they won't be able to be in a love relationship. They can be a very good warrior, but they are not going to be a good husband or parent or partner in any way. Maybe if you are a soldier, they can be a good partner, and they will die for their brothers. But when a girl asks them to commit, they will be running for the hills. So, and why is that? Because they have been taught since they were, also for many thousands of years, maybe since the Trojan War, you know, they have been taught to be cool and not cry and tolerate pain, and you know, and what they have done to tolerate pain is to turn it off. And when you turn it off, you turn out your divinity, you turn out your heart, you close your heart, you turn out your humanity, you become like a shell of a man. So you have a shell of a man that's is very troubled, because emotions are haunting him in the back of his little feet here, and like trying to bite. So he's very scared, because wherever he runs, there the pain is, and he's supposed to be a man, so he's not supposed to feel pain. And you know, it's difficult when you have been domesticated by culture to become like a warrior slave, and you need to free yourself from this. Just stay with the pain. Don't mind being a sissy or a girl. Girls are very nice. They are capable of loving. Some girls are not, because they have this also this warrior kind of coldness. I can see this with Leo here as well, like holding off, pretending like you don't care, and like holding off your natural impulses. That's very masculine. So even you're female or male, you're doing this. It might be an Aries this, so it can be an other fire sign as well. But it's not the right way. Sometimes it can be the right way. If you're with the devil and the devil is abusing you, victimizing you, cheating, lying, stealing, you know, then you need to hold your horses and, you know, have boundaries and not let that person in. Self-love. Okay, you know your moral code, so you can be the emperor in your own life, having boundaries, seeing to that no stupid people comes over the border. So you need to be a little bit of a warrior to keep people from abusing and using you. But that doesn't mean you can't have a heart. So you can still have a heart and still be like a good soldier, but for the people that you care about and for yourself, for self-love. It doesn't mean to become selfish, because selfish people, they are like sociopaths. They don't really love themselves, they hate themselves, and they have a big fat shadow that they can't attach to. So again, we are back to this cutting off the humanity, the divinity, the heart, and that is making a sociopath. So I'm not saying that all guys are sociopath. I'm just saying that they have, as long as they don't digest pain and stay with pain and be able to deal with pain and get a heart, they will not be healed, and they will be borderline to being like a predator, like a person that's not nice towards other people and taking out the pain inside of them on the outside. And Leos is the only one with claws and fangs, so you are actually the predator of the zodiac. But for most Leos, it will be this, that you want to work on this love situation. You want to have this connection. You want to have the chariot on the road, so you need to have the shadow and the light in the same course. So both people, yin and yang, you have yin and yang here on the sweater, needs to be on the same course, working towards the same goal. So for most of you, this is what you want, but you're dealing with a person that refuses to take in their shadow. Because they don't want to feel pain. So really, they are the sissies, because they are not very tolerant to pain. The last 4,000 years we have been in patriarchy, and females have been very tormented and felt a lot of pain, and that meant that the feminine were evolving really rapidly, because pain is evolution, trial by fire. It's as you digest the pain, you will evolve and learn more things. It's like reading a book. And you don't even have to read it, you just have to feel it. So it's a very advanced form of information that you are digesting, and it's making you evolve. And when we don't do that, we are stuck in the caveman mentality, and we are not evolving. We are dumbstruck and like with a very small frontal lobe. So I'm sorry for this ranting here, but it's so important, because this person, as long as they have this big fat shadow here, they will continue wrecking the world around them, making stupid choices because they can't feel their own pain. So they become very destructive, both self-destructive and destructive of others. You can't have a relationship with a person like this. They will burn your world. They will, you will build and build and build, and they will tear down and tear down and tear down. And it's not making anyone happy. It's just exhausting. See if you can get some. Yes, we need your Leo strength here to be the bigger person and, you know, stand up for what you believe in. Don't let this person rule your life with tyranny. Okay, this is tyranny. And why a person is a tyrant is because they replace power and money and, you know, victimizing other people for the loving feeling, the self-love. They become like building the big fat ego tower instead of making a beautiful foundation with self-love, like Buddha-like love. So being the bigger person, inviting your soul into your body. It's this song again. It's How to Save a Life with Frey. Make a list of what is wrong, the things you told him all along. And it's also this part where you know you're right. So it's very hard to be righteous like this, but you need to stand in your own self-belief, because you have fought so hard to get to this knowledge, to see this from this above perspective and see what the other person is doing and how they are tearing up, down everything you have built. So you can't abandon that just because you might be like in love here. So don't let people act shitty. Use your strength, your Leo strength. You can use the claws as well, not the teeth, because it's might be killing them. So here we have a Two of Pentacles. So Two of Pentacles is a beginner. It's a beginner, and it's your knight here, the charming knight that you have here in your life, boyfriend or girlfriend from hell, that needs to learn this step by step. Still, they have this yin and yang symbol on their head, and it's this, so it's duality. So this person that's there, it's another part of you. It's soul part that you lost 4,000 years ago, and you have been, or 12,000 years ago, maybe when that Atlantis went under. So it's a long stretch when the humanity's heart has been broken and divided into two different pieces. And here, those two different pieces, they have had two total different experiences during this last 12,000 years, and now they need to come together, and one needs to bring the warrior attitude to the person that has learned unconditional love, and the warrior needs to learn unconditional love, and that is when the broken heart is becoming healed. So there can be unity again between masculine and feminine, and yin and yang. So it's a step-by-step thing, and it will probably be like 1 step forward and 2 step back, and 1 step forward and 2 step back. But as long as you stand tall here, and being maybe the dog here, that's the divine masculine in a symbolic form. So the divine masculine has a super beautiful capacity to love, like a dog, and like being this loyal, and also like the wolf, having the pack, being loyal to the pack. And it comes here helping. So it's like this lost soul part of the divine masculine might be coming back here, and it's a lot of relationships there. So it's about balancing relationships. Some person might be balancing more than one relationship, so be aware of that. This person that has this big hole in there where the heart should be, they are trying to fill that hole with a lot of different things. And one thing might be different lovers. So this might be a real narcissistic person that you're dealing with. Like really a person that's not thinking like for a second about you, but also just thinking about themselves. So they might also, when you are not available to be around, they go to their other boyfriend or their other girlfriend. So that is one thing too. So don't use this to like keep shitty situationships situationships out of your life. Situationships, that's a new word. It's where you have a relationship without having a relationship, because usually the male doesn't want to commit. They want to have multiple partners. They don't want to take the next step, because the next step means that they need to feel their heart, and they don't want to feel the heart because the heart is broken. It's broke like eons ago, and it has been continue breaking since then. So they don't want to open the door to that, so they don't want to commit in a love relationship. So they have situationships, and maybe not just with you, but maybe with a lot of other people. Yes, and here we have the Hierophant. So the Hierophant is commitment, it's loyalty. So it's also this part here, they have been warriors, soldiers, kind of bowing before this power. So this is the way that they're doing revolution, but they don't do revolution where it should be, like against the patriarchy. They are doing revolution against the people that's closest to them. It's usually like this, that our shadow comes out with the people that we really love. So instead of putting like the revolution where it should be, like I won't be a slave anymore to a boss in a work I don't love, or I won't be a slave anymore in a war that's not mine. I won't be a slave anymore in a family that doesn't have my best interest for their eyes. They are not doing revolution there. They are doing a revolution against the only person that stands up for them, the person that loves them, their girlfriend or their boyfriend, any gender. And they say no commitment, because commitment is slavery. Yes, sure, really. It's slavery, not those other things that you are dealing with and not being able to man up or woman up against. So it's a very unjust situation here. It's deep love, but it's only one that's available to feel it, because the other one has forgotten their heart back in, the the Trojan War. So what to do? But oh, and death comes. That's just the natural course of this event. You can't keep giving to a person that doesn't do the work. So we have the Emperor here. For what an emperor is ready to do is have it protect their borders. So you need to take your I'm seeing this it's I don't know the name in English, but it's like a the opposite of a fire extinguisher. It's burning out fire, so you need to use this in the behind of this stupid warrior. So you become the warrior and you protect your borders against anyone that's just playing with your heart and doesn't want to commit. So this is what I'm seeing. So it seems like Leo's ending up single. Yes, their player kind of person is stuck on the outside and with a lot of pain and maybe seeing the truth one day. Who knows? But there's no blissful ending in this love story. So you're going to have to kill it, is what I'm seeing. So any person that's dealing with a person that's very selfish needs to take themselves into consideration, because the other person is just taking themselves into consideration. So be more selfish, take better care of yourself if you are in this kind of situation, and just sacrifice whatever doesn't work. Leave room for something new to begin instead. Observer. Yes, you can be the observer as well, just checking out how this person is behaving and seeing, making notes. Okay, so today have a little bit of a black book you can write in. You don't have to be bitter, you just have to remember, so you're not like with all this love that you feel, not letting yourself be fooled just because it feels so nice in your head, but in your life it doesn't look that nice. So perspective, objective, neutral observation from a distance. So if you love this person, it might be good to have like neutral observance from a distance and see when they are actually starting to, you know, evolve a little bit, and maybe be able to do the work. It might be that someone is spying on you as well. Most people see the world through a personal lens. They closely identify with their feelings and experience, so much so that they come to believe that these are the only reality. There are times when you need distance in order to gain perspective, and it's a little bit what I'm seeing here in this pile. Like when they get some distance or being thrown out in the cold, they will see the light. They will start to see things in a better lighting. So if you focus on self-love, the other person can focus on, you know, viewing themselves in a correct light, instead of thinking that they have their shit together when they're really living in chaos. They think they're fooling someone else, but they're actually fooling themselves. From a more neutral vantage point. Now is one of those times in your life. This is a perfect moment for you to begin to do some exploring. Instead of only considering yourself, consider what you need to understand about the conditions, people, culture, and environment you're engaged with now. You'll be so happy you did. Illumination is the miracle you seek and will indeed find. Sometimes you just can't see the forest for the trees in your way. Feeling can get all jumbled up, and often you hear one thing when a person says another. It can be like an echo of unresolved past experience dubbed over your conversation. So this is really important, because some of you Leos might also, like, you have been with stupid people in the past. So every lover that comes, you will in Sweden we say take them over the same comb. Like you make them the same, even though they are totally different, because you can't you don't use your observant skills to see if this person is good or not. You might just judge them. So they are looking and acting and talking in the same way as your past lover or your parents or whatever, and you're just, okay, this is shit. So you're just judging them very harshly and cutting them by their ankles before they even was able to open their mouth. So it might be this too. So don't project things upon people that doesn't deserve it. So yes, take time out before you react. Here it seems like you take some time and you figure it out and then you react, so it's fine. It's likely that the other person has no idea how his or her words have affected you. Take a few steps back and lend understanding to the situation. Have faith in your connection and trust that you can come together. Take to higher ground now and cultivate curiosity about what you observe in yourself, in others, and in the landscape. You will find things much improved sooner than you know. So yes, it's sevens here, so sevens can be a lot with projections. So when you feel that the person comes here and they are not doing the work, tell them. Do the courtesy of telling them, this is how it feels for me, without the big reaction or being ready to chop their heads off. Just with calm voice and being like grounded and cool. You just say, okay, what you just told me, it sounded like very casual behavior. What did you actually mean? So you give the person a chance to correct your mistake when you misinterpret something that they're said. Leos are experts of misinterpreting people because you are very passionate and you very quickly go from feeling to aggression. That's the Leo thing again. So yes, okay. Oh, I will take a card also for you from the Kuan Yin Oracle card, but it's a fox here, so you need to be smart, like smart and resilient, and don't be fooled by not either your projections or the other person. Try to be really cool. Watch your emotions, stay with them, communicate them. And if the person doesn't want to hear what you communicate, they are probably not ready for doing the work. If you communicate in a very diplomatic way and talk about you and your fears instead of saying you are all wrong, you did this to me, more saying, well, I feel like this, I feel like I can't trust you, I feel that you are in and out, I see that you're in and out. So, Kuan Yin Oracle for my dear Leos. What's going on with the Death and the Hierophant here? I would like to know. Yes, thank you. Holy sisters. Yes. Sometimes we need to also let like the divine deal with things. But I think it's a little bit like you are a teacher in this situation. And maybe you chop up your students' head off before they even have a time, like a second to learn anything. So you might figure out that too, what's going on with that, if it's from the Jungle Book. If you knock the heads of your student, how are they supposed to remember what you told them? Holy sisters. This is the Three of Cups card, kind of. I am bringing you the blessing of sacred connection and kindred spirits. You have the power to help others and are worthy of being helped too. You are a keeper of the wisdom of the heart, and you understand that there is no need for competition or comparison. There is more than enough for all to experience an abundance of blessings. You know that when true spiritual success comes from one, the resources available for all only increase. Enjoy the sacred connection that I'm sending you your way. Nourish and be nourished as you gather in my name. So I think it's kind of the same as I said to Gemini. Some of you might be dealing with the Gemini also. That this is just another part of you. So this lying, cheating, stupid person is just another part of you. So if you can make friends with them, you can become whole. So if you can find a way to work around this and not see them as the enemy and still not, you know, giving yourself up to the wolves for eating, you will find a more holy way, a more spiritual way of dealing with this instead of just, you know, chopping their heads off. But it seems like the most natural things that will come for Leo is to just judge them for not being able to commit and then chopping their heads off. That's what's going to happen for most of you. For some of you, you will rise to the occasion and becoming a better teacher, and you will be able to restrain your temper and have patience with the other person's steps of training steps. They're still in diapers, so you can't really you can't really expect them to work miracles here. Okay. So my dear Leos, I hope that helped. I want you to take really good care, and I welcome you back to my mid-month February reading that I will perform in the beginning of February. So thank you for watching this far. I'm super grateful. Take care. Bye bye.